All right, y'all. Welcome to Valley View, Texas. We're going to continue our segment of most expensive house, least expensive house. And we are 2 minutes out from the most expensive house currently for sale in Valley View, Texas. Got a stop sign. That's awkward. You can see to your right a railroad on which most towns have been built on, at least in Texas. I don't know about elsewhere. In addition to the most expensive house and the least expensive house currently for sale in each town that we're going to today, be looking at historical markers that have some sort of historical significance to the city. Valley View has two of them, one of which is a location of a school that was built a long time ago, and another was, interesting to me, a Kiowa raid of 1868. I guess there was a dispute over hunting lands between the white man and the Native American, and a bunch of white people got killed, and we'll go take a look at that, see where that area was. I don't know if there's anything other than the marker there, but we shall soon see. Just cross over the railroad tracks here. So this is the house here. This house, it's not necessarily the house that's so expensive. It is obviously the land that is attached to it. Quite a few acres there. This for sale sign's interesting. I'll go ahead and show it to you guys here. I don't know if you can see it. It's a couple cowgirls, Chelsea Matlock, selling this house, but you can get this for $795,000. That is the most expensive house currently for sale in Valley View. Now we're going to cruise on over to the least expensive house here. Let me just punch it into the GPS. If it's close, I'll keep the camera running. If it's not, I'll pick back up in just a second. Of course, I got a car behind me. Alright, it's only 3 minutes away. You guys can hang out. Go on a little bit of a road trip here. So the most expensive house is 3 minutes away from the least expensive house. That should tell you about how big this town is. Off a major highway, 35. Alright, coming up here on our left. The most affordable house. I think it's the 5th house on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got somebody right behind me as usual. Sorry. Let me just awkwardly pull into this driveway here. And this is the least expensive house currently for sale. And yeah, not horrible. I don't know what the inside looks like, but you can get this for $195K. All right, I think I'm gonna turn the camera off, and I'll be back in a second. All right, let's see if we can find this first historical marker here. It's supposed to be somewhere off this road. They're never very specific at where these things are. I just hope it's not on private property. Makes me uncomfy. Is this little library thing it? It's an old school. Oh yeah, there it is. So this does look like an old schoolhouse. Get out and take a better picture of it. Be right back. Dang, I think I was recording all that time and I wasn't supposed to be. Anyways, that was about a 40-minute detour. But I think I found it. I found a GPS location. Coordinates. Coordinates is the word I was looking for. So I think I was on the right track, but I think the entrance to it is under construction. And I might just have to be sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. Building a road on top of it, maybe? Where is it? Where is it? It should be right here, according to the coordinates. Does anybody see it? They built a road on top of it? Did they destroy it? That's crazy. Sorry guys, I guess they thought a road was more important than history. they'll probably just move it somewhere. Okay, well, I'll post a picture of what it looked like, and it, you know, they're building a road on top of an area a bunch of people died. Anywho, I'll turn the camera back on. That's it for Valley View. We're heading to Tioga now, and we'll stop at the most expensive house in Tioga. See you in a sec. Alright, I gotta be honest, I wish I turned the camera on earlier. We're on our way to Tioga, or Tioga, I don't know how it's pronounced, but I don't even feel like I'm in Texas, really. The trees out here are like pine trees, and obviously we're on a big lake out here, or we're passing over a lake to get there, and it's kind of on the border of a lake. Some of the houses out here were huge. It's really not something that I'm used to seeing in the city. See, like these trees, being that it's springtime, they're just starting to bloom, and they got these really nice colors to them. And then over here you got like, I'm not a tree guy, but that would be something that you would see like in the north or northeast. And then, of course, like the prairie lands here too. It's an interesting, interesting little microgeography of fields, and then like forests a little bit, and then a lake. Really a lot prettier than I expected. See, like over here, this looks like a park or something. Oh, it's a graveyard. But those trees are really pretty in there. We're also just a couple minutes away from the most expensive house currently on the market for Tioga. That's just a left up here. I think we are technically in Tioga right now. And once again, here's the railroad. I almost just killed us all. Sorry about that. All over the road because I'm looking out the side window. I think eventually I'm gonna get cameras for the side window so that I can see. I mean, you can only see so much looking out the front window. A lot of the action happening is out the side window with these big houses. Let me open up my iPhone for this. See if I can't sneak a peek back there. No, can't see nothing. I also use my phone for the GPS, so it's like difficult. Is this the house for sale? Let me see. No, this is not it. They got a horse that looks like a cow. What is this? Home on this house, which kind of sucks. Nope, it's the next house. making a U-turn here. You guys can take a look at that. I got some big dogs back there. This is the most expensive house currently for sale in Tioga, Texas. Tioga, Texas, I don't know. It's you can get this house for $979,000, and you get some nice land on it too. All these houses out here are really nice. I think this just happens to be the only one that's for sale. Some of these look like they'd be more than $979. $1 million plus, definitely. And I'll turn the camera back on when we get to the least expensive house. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's the cow horse. It's spotted horse. Cow horse. Hopefully it caught it. Alright, y'all, we're on North Lamar Street here in Tioga or Tioga. And I think the common theme of these small towns in Texas is the most expensive house is going to be on the outskirts of town. A new big house built on a few acres of land. And then the least expensive house is going to be, you know, an older rundown house in the old part of town, and that's what we're about to see here, I think. These are the, typically in most towns, it's like 1st, 2nd Street, 3rd Street, Main Street. Those are the street names. Here they have names of probably politicians, or I don't know where they got the name Lamar, but this is the type of area where they'd be, the, you know, 1st and 2nd Street. Downtown Tioga is just right around the street. So here's the house for sale. It's a rundown house, probably built in the, I don't know, 40s or 50s maybe. And yeah, not much land to it. And that's typically how this least expensive, most expensive has been working. It's hard to get into the nuance of what's the... There's also nice houses in here too, so that are kept nice, that are more expensive than that. So, oh geez, I gotta get out of the way of this guy. All right, we're gonna go to the historic areas in here. Be back in a second. All right, so actually the historic site was only like 2 minutes of a walk from the cheap house we just looked at, and it's going to be this I think it's called the Primitive Baptist Church. I don't know why it has that name. This is a main road. I can't really park here. I will pull up off the side, and I'll get the phone camera out. Give me just a sec, guys. Okay, so this is the old church. It's got a plaque on the front door. It doesn't look like it's being maintained. It's called the City of Tioga Community Building. Coming up on the next piece of Tioga or Tioga history is the cemetery. Hopefully we can get in to see the historic marker, but I'm not sure that we can. We'll see. This looks like, no, that's a back road to it. Okay. Yeah, here we are. Here is the Tioga Cemetery. show our respects and hopefully find the historic. There it is. Okay. I'll get out here with my cell phone just a sec. So that's it for the Tioga Cemetery. Our last stop is going to be church, built in the 1800s. Early 1900s, somewhere in there. Tioga United Methodist Church. And it's just a couple minutes away. So I'll leave the camera rolling in case you want to get a bit more of a feel for the city, or town, I guess. So I can't point the camera because it's mounted, but to my right is a sign, Tioga, city limit, population 936. I don't know how often they update that, but 936 people, that's a pretty small town. And I'm sure anybody that actually lives here would be cussing me out for how I'm pronouncing it. I'm sorry, I don't know. so that the camera can be pointed at it. I don't think there are any cars around. That's a nice old house right there. I don't think anybody would complain about living in that. And then right here on Porch Street, we have this beautiful church that is still operating. Interesting. Pull my car right up to it. Keep the camera out so that I have zoom action. And then we can read that. Services began in home. Services began in homes of the Shiloh community 2 miles to the east of here in 1887. The worshipers organized the Shiloh Methodist Church with the Reverend Mr. Allen as pastor. After Tioga was founded, the congregation moved here and erected original building on this site in 1893. So this was built in 1893 is what I'm gathering from that, and they just added additional pieces to it, but this is the original building here. And this plaque was placed here in 1976, so this is one of the older ones. All right, we're just about a minute away. I'm not sure I can pull up to this house, to be honest. It's so far tucked away. I think this is a private. Yeah, it's not gonna let me get back there. That's a private road. So this house, I'm just gonna turn around on it. The house is back there. Looks like it has a lake on it. It owns all this land. I'll have to pull pictures off Zillow and post them right here. But you can get this house and all of its property for $3.5 million. That's a bummer. Yeah, I don't want to pull back there because that's all of their land. That's on a public street. All right, I wanted the camera running for this part of town because we're about to be entering the old part of Pilot Point, where the streets are named 1st Street, 2nd Street, and they're all in grids. That's when you know you're in older area of town. Always something interesting to look at. But we're only a couple minutes away from the most affordable house currently for sale in Pilot Point. It's kind of a cool part of town. This must be Town Square. Yeah, this is how towns used to be, where they had like it was Town Square, literally a square. That's a cool looking bank, it looks like. Wow. I might get out and walk around there for a little bit. But not until I show you the cheapest dang house in all of Pilot Point. Like I said, it's windy today, and crap's just blowing all over the place. think I got the address wrong. $800 North Prairie Street. Nope, that's right. I think I meant 804 or 808. Let's see. Because this is the house that's for sale. This one right here. Someone coming out of it. That's awkward. Sorry, sir. Anyways, you can get that house for $170K if you're interested. And I'll just pull on out of here before I get questioned. And we'll head to the I think we'll go back to the town square, and I'll get out because I'm sure there's a history marker there. The city of Pilot Point. Yeah, let's go there. 55 South Washington Street, Pilot Point. All right. 2 minutes away. We'll keep the camera rolling. But there's a train going by. You probably can't. Beyond that tree line, there's a train going by. Actually, I think you can see it now. The GoPro screen turns black, so I can't see what it's looking at, but I'm gonna guess you can see that. Come back up on this what I consider a beautiful town square, and I'll stop this camera and I'll start rolling the phone camera to film the historical marker here as soon as I can find it. Police. Whoop, whoop. I bet it's at this let me turn in here. I bet it's at this. What would you call this? Pavilion? I don't know. Oh, those are... I don't know what those are, actually. I thought they were dog tags, but that wouldn't make any sense. There's some... I'll film it on the phone. Okay, really quick, I'm editing the video for today, and I need to pre-apologize for how cringy this next part of the video is I went up to film this building. It's an old newspaper building and it has a history marker on it. I was filming it and a lady came out and I thought she was going to tell me to go away, but she invited me in to like look at all the history inside the building and old copies of newspapers. And I'm so shy that like I was hardly paying attention as she was talking, and I kept turning the camera off and on, and I had a very limited vocabulary. I was just like, oh wow, cool. And so I'm sorry, it's pretty cringy, but she was a super nice lady, and unfortunately I forgot her name. But maybe I'll go back there and give it a proper tour and a proper video job. For right now, it's just like broken up clips and a few images of what she showed me. But yeah, it was cool. Okay, so just outside the city hall, this is the city hall here. There's a old newspaper for the city, I guess. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Sorry, I'm a giant dork, obviously, too. I'm on, like, history stuff, not calling you a dork, but...
No, I am a dork. I'm happy to be a dork. So this is the second issue?
Yes.
Wow, that's so cool.
And we actually have the pictures of, like, the founders in the front of our office as well, so if you want to see that.
Yeah, I do.
Cool. Nameplates on their actual photos, too. Those pictures, I believe, were taken in Denton. Obviously, I'm a nervous filmer, so like I always try and be inconspicuous, but I'm always happy to like talk. And I'm glad you didn't say, "Hey, would you get out of here?" No,
like quit filming our building.
No, yeah, I just saw it. I was like, well, let me see what's going on.
Yeah, that's so
Older than our papers.
The Weekly Citizen.
Yeah, it was here in Pilot Point before. Yeah, it's 1873, I think is what it says.
I'm glad somebody keeps this stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I think there might be one other. I need to double check and see. Because we had a couple of papers. Yeah, the Pilot Point Herald. We had a couple of papers that we seem to have run out of business.
Oh, yeah?
So we also absorbed a different one called the Pilot Point Mirror.
Where's the date on that? 1878.
Yeah.
Super cool. Pilot Point Post. Where's the date on this one?
Let's see.
Don't know that it has one.
Sorry. I don't see the date on it. This Saturday, September 7th,
1878.
So.
Yeah, that's so cool. Okay, so that's like one of the oldest papers in Texas. I'll have to get more information. I was so nervous when I was talking to the lady that invited me in that I don't know that I was necessarily listening very well. I think I recorded some of it, but as you know, I'm shy. And I expected them to say, "What are you doing filming our historical marker?" But she gave me an issue of this paper that's been running since 1878 and showed me a couple of the first copies that were printed. And I think I recorded that as well, so you'll see that there in a second. Super, super cool, and a super, super nice lady. And I can't remember her name. I wish I did. Maybe I'll come back sometime. So the place is called the Purple Door here, but the lady that was kind enough to talk to me outside of that paper business, the Pilot Point, said this was the oldest brick building in either in Denton County or in Texas. I can't remember which it was. I will look it up and type some notes either on the video or down below.